this guy out of here.
DC doesn't care about Blue Beetle.
What?
But before I talk about that, can we just appreciate these Superman Legacy castings? I mean, first off, we finally know Mr. Terrfic will be in the movie after being teased last year, but unfortunately he won't be played by my preferred actor, if you know you know, but instead by the X-Men character who can't die, but then died. They casted Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. I was thrown off a little bit for one because it's Guy who wants to see Guy, and also Nathan is in his 50s and he did appear in the Suicide Squad, but hey man, if this was like 10 or 15 years ago, we all know this casting would have been perfect. And maybe they're just going for an older guy. I'm honestly just happy we're getting some Green Lantern acknowledgement. And lastly, my favorite casting of the day, Isabela Merced as Hawkgirl. Not because I have some deep love for the character or the actor, but because I really want to see a Rand Thanagar war movie, and this just brings us one step closer to that. But on to the second most important news of the day. Blue Beetle. About 2 or 3 days ago, fans were starting to get restless when it came to lack of promotion for Blue Beetle, as it is set to premiere in a month. The only type of promotion it was getting was a trailer that released months ago, James Gunn saying it was in the DCU, which I don't believe, and Zolo freestyling on Shay in the Morning. So in response, the fans started to make their own promotions like burgers, wings, and photoshopping celebrities going to see the movie. And now with a little buzz on the internet, the second trailer dropped the next morning. And people were happy, saying the trailer was even better than the first one and they'll definitely see the movie. But then hours later, we received news from Superman Legacy and all the castings they made, which totally evaporated any buzz Blue Beetle was getting online. And just to remind you, this is the same company. DC Studios is producing both of these films, and they chose to release news for both of them on the same day. It's almost like they're trying to sabotage Blue Beetle or just bury it. Because common sense would tell you to hold off on at least one of these for at least a day or two, or just release the bigger news before Blue Beetle.
He's an idiot.
People are still quite mad that Blue Beetle is not receiving as much promotion as the Flash movie or even the Superman Legacy movie that has yet to even film. But I think they're forgetting this movie was made for streaming. It was at first never meant to release in theaters and probably never had the theater promotion type of budget, let alone the studio bleeding money for the last year with all the flops they've been releasing. I just don't think they can afford for this movie to flop while putting $100 million into the promotion. They would just rather have word of mouth or fan promotion because that's free. And also, the last movie they put tons of money in was The Flash, and it absolutely bombed. The Flash promotion is just starting to end with it being its 4th week in theaters, and they're probably just going to cut their losses now with it. They're going to start their promotion on Blue Beetle, I think this week and the following weeks, but will definitely be way more conservative than whatever The Flash was doing and movies before that. Also, some people are trying to say DC Studios are forcibly trying to get Blue Beetle to flop, so there's no reason for him to be in the DCU. Hate talking about things like this because studios, especially DC Studios, do not care if a movie is in a universe or not. They just want to make the most money they can. Blue Beetle flopping is not good for them in any way, in universe or out of universe. They're now promoting that you don't even need to watch every DCU movie to understand the next or what's going on in this one. If you want to watch a movie, just go for it. It doesn't matter if it's in the DCU or it's standalone or if it's a whole different universe. Just have fun. It's not that big of a deal. And it's DC. They're always messing up per usual. But what do you think about the Superman Legacy castings? And are you going to see Blue Beetle in a month? Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you saw the color blue today.